It's Queezzy, baby. Welcome back to the channel. All right, so let's talk about it. North Carolina DMV. But before we get started, let me make this disclaimer right quick. I do not speak for the state of North Carolina, nor do I represent any North Carolina agency. The information provided is for general and educational purposes only. All information given is based on North Carolina DMV website, my own personal experience, and my eyewitness accounts. All right. Okay, so it's been a year since I've posted any new videos or anything about the North Carolina DMV. But I'm back. I'm doing things a little bit differently this time around. I'm not doing any type of PowerPoint presentations or anything like that because A, that takes a lot of my time, and B, a lot of time I don't have. Okay, I put a lot of hard work into researching information and talking to people and collecting data about the North Carolina DMV, and then I'm coming back trying to update this information in a user-friendly kind of way for North Carolina residents, but it's a lot of work and a lot of time. So today I'm just going to be talking to you all. No music, no PowerPoint presentation, just me talking to you all, letting you know what the deal is with the new check-in process at the North Carolina DMV. All right, so they have a new governor now, um, Josh Stein. They have a new commissioner now, Paul Tyne. All right. So I guess with the new exchange of power, um, these guys have gotten to get together and collaborated and come up with a new way for us customers to check in. So there is no more queue anywhere system, okay? No more queue anywhere system. So do not go to the North Carolina DMV expecting to use your cell phone to scan a QR code and you be able to go and run your errands, because that has slightly changed now. I actually recently went to the DMV a few months ago with a friend, and the whole check-in process is slightly different now. Okay, so if you have an appointment, you have been blessed enough to find and get an appointment, please keep it, because appointments are still the priority at all North Carolina DMV offices, okay? So if you've been blessed enough to find and get an appointment, keep it, because you will be the first ones in the door above walk-ins. So that's still the same. Good luck at finding an appointment, though. I was recently up there. There was no appointments anywhere in North Carolina. Not a one. Okay? So, but if you have been blessed enough to get one and find one, please keep it if you know you still need it, or pass it off to a friend or a family member or something. Try to help them to get in. But if you can't find an appointment, that means you're going to have to join the walk-in line. Okay? And so now what they're doing with the check-in process at the North Carolina DMV is that you're still having to show up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. You're still having to camp out. So yes, bring your lawn chairs, your medication, your breakfast, your Netflix, your cell phone chargers, and everything that you think you're going to need. Even if you don't think you need it, bring it anyway, because it's going to be a long wait. It's going to be a long wait before you get checked in, and it's going to be a long wait before you get called to the back to see an examiner. So you're going to be waiting hours outside to be checked in, and you're going to be waiting hours once you get into the lobby to be called to the back to see an examiner. So prepare, okay? Prepare. That has not changed. They're giving the optics that there isn't a line, but there is still a line. You're just waiting in your cars or off running errands somewhere. And the wait time is still long. Why? Because there is still a line. You just can't see it, but there is still a long wait time because there is a line, okay? It may not be in the front of the building, but there is people waiting, okay? They all may not be able to fit in the lobby, but there are people waiting. They're waiting in their cars, or they're out running errands waiting to be called to the DMV. There is a line. It's just not in the front of the building anymore, okay? That's why the wait times are still long, okay? All right, so if you can't get an appointment, you're going to have to join the walk-in line, which means, again, you're going to have to get up 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, get to the DMV, and stand out there and wait until they open that office, okay, if you can't get an appointment. And so once the DMV opens, you are going to go inside and talk to the front desk person. Front desk person will ask you, why you're here, and you'll let them know, and then they'll start asking for certain documents. You give them these documents. They will put these documents together in a packet, and then they will ask for your cell phone number. They will key your cell phone number in, and then this machine will print out a paper ticket for you. They will give you a paper ticket. Now, what will happen is you will either wait in your car, wait in the lobby, or go run your errands. It just depends on where you fall in line. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Depending upon where you fall in line as a walk-in, they will either allow you to wait in the lobby, in your car, or tell you to go run your errands. Okay? Once they give you this paper ticket, because the DMV will then text your cell phone letting you know how many people are ahead of you and on instructions on how to proceed. It'll send you a link that says, you got X, Y, and Z amount of people ahead of you, and that kind of tells you what to expect and how long you think the wait is going to be. Then it'll send you a text message that says, please report to the lobby. Okay? Now, certain DMVs have a certain number of seats. Certain DMV offices have a certain number of seats, so everybody can't wait in the lobby. So if the seats in the lobby are filled, then the representatives at the DMV would tell you to go back to your car and wait, or to continue running whatever errands you need to run. Okay? And then after you get that text message that says report to the lobby, then it will send you a text message that will tell you what station number to go to. So once you get that text message that says report to desk number whatever, then you just go straight in, past the receptionist desk, and go straight back there to the examiner. Simple. Okay? And I only know this because I was in the DMV a few months ago, and this is what they're doing. Okay? This is what they're doing. So again, if you don't have an appointment, you're going to be a walk-in, and you're going to wait hours to get in to see the front desk person. And once you get into the lobby, it's going to be 3 to 4 hour, if not more, wait before you get in the back to see an examiner. Okay? Do not take your documents apart. Once the front desk receptionist person puts your information together, keep it together. Okay? Because how they got it together is how you're going to give it to that examiner in the back when you get there. And while I was there a few months ago, a lot of customers got chewed out by an examiner because they took apart the information that the front desk person has put together. And I understand it from both points of view, from an examiner's point of view and from the customer's point of view. The customer takes it apart because we don't want to lose our documents. We don't want stuff to slip out of place and be outside, documents all over the place. You know, you want to kind of put your stuff back in your book bag, back in your wallet, and I understand that. And I also understand it from an examiner's point of view, because once a person has taken the time to put your documents together, you need to keep them together, because it does increase the wait time when you've taken everything apart and put it away. Now you're at the desk scrambling, trying to pull stuff out of your purse, out of your wallet, out of your book bag, and oh, I got this document over here and this document over here I got to go back through and find, and it increases the wait time, and it's irritating. And so I can understand that from an examiner's point of view. If people have taken the time to put your documents together, keep them together, okay? This helps you out, and this helps the examiner out, and that also helps the rest of us out, because the rest of us want to get back there and be seen too. So again, walk-ins, you will check in with the front desk receptionist. Make sure that you have a working cell phone number, because if you don't have a working cell phone number, you need to let that front desk person know so that they can figure out other arrangements for you. Do not give them a landline phone number, because no agency that I know of can text a landline phone. You need to have a working cell phone number, okay? And majority of us do. It's just only a few people who may not have a working cell phone number, or they may all they may have is a landline phone, and that's okay. That's okay. No judgment. You just need to let the front desk receptionist person know your situation so that they can figure out other options or other alternatives for you, okay? So you must have a working cell phone number in order to check in, because once you check in, that front desk person is going to key in your cell phone number in this little machine thing or computer looking thing, and then it's going to print out a paper ticket. They're going to give you that paper ticket along with the packet of information, and then the DMV will send a number of text messages to your cell phone. So you need to be near your cell phone at all times and paying attention to your cell phone at all times, because the DMV will be communicating with you and giving you instructions on how to proceed. So you need to be near your cell phone. I cannot emphasize that enough, because when I was there a few months ago, I witnessed about 6 or 7 customers as I was sitting in the lobby waiting that came in too late. And I heard the system call their ticket numbers, but they never showed up until about 30 minutes to an hour later. And the examiners chewed them out. They're like, where were you? Where have you been? I called that ticket an hour ago. Oh, I was, whatever. And from my understanding, from what I witnessed, it's going to be up to that examiner on whether they see you or not. They had the option to tell you to come back another day, or they had the option to tell you just to step to the side, I'll be with you momentarily. But again, it's up to that particular examiner from what I witnessed, okay? And you might want to be nice to them and show them some respect, because if you do, They may just, help you out and, and tell you, all right, I'll be with you in a few minutes while I finish up this customer here, or whatever the case may be. But if you go in there being disrespectful and being irate, they have the power and authority to tell you no and come back another day, or go to another office. Don't come back to their office anymore. All right? So you need to be mindful of these things, okay? Because we all need our credentials. Everybody needs an ID or a learner's permit or a CDL or a driver's license, okay? We all need some type of state-issued credential, okay? And so the best thing to do is to be near your cell phone at all times, paying close attention to it. And if you happen to miss your ticket, you need to be real, real nice to that examiner. And sometimes, depending on if the examiner is in a good mood or not, whether you're nice to them or not, they may tell you no. Okay? All right? So you need to be mentally and physically prepared for these things. Okay? And that's why I'm here. I'm willing to do the research and ask questions and go to the DMV and different things and find out what's what, so that I can let the public know. All right? So again, checking in with the front desk receptionist. Cell phone number you're going to use at the check-in. They're going to give you a printed ticket. All right? The DMV will text you with text messages letting you know on how to proceed with the DMV. All right? And if you don't have your documents, I've seen it to where both the front desk person and the examiner has told people, listen, if you ain't got your documents right now, you have plenty of time to go home to get them, or go to a print shop and print it off. Okay, because you're going to be waiting hours. So within them waiting of those hours, you have time to go back and get the documents that you need. So there's no need for you to have a meltdown at the front desk. I saw that happen too a few months ago. A lady came in, she didn't have what she needed, and she just had a pure tea meltdown. And the person at the front desk was like, yo, calm down. Yeah. You got time to go and get it. I'm gonna give you a ticket. You got time to go get your stuff. I'm just saying that you don't have what you need now, and this is what you need. People be freaking out, and I understand. They got to get their stuff done. I understand that. No judgment here. I understand. So you want to use your cell phone number to check in. They're going to give you a printed out ticket. They're going to put your information together. Keep it together for them, please. And then you can go and run your errands, do what you need to do. But again, pay close attention to that cell phone. Because when they text you, they only giving you a few minutes to get to their desk before they move on to the next customer, okay? They are only giving you a few minutes. So you need to be attentive to that cell phone. All right? If you don't pay attention to your cell phone any other time, you need to when going to the North Carolina DMV. All right? Stay in those text messages, checking those text messages, because they are communicating with you on how to proceed and instructions. But you got to be readily available, and you've got to be near that cell phone. No exceptions, okay? No exceptions. All right? You check in, you do your errands, and then then they'll send you another text message that tells you which desk or station to report to. You come straight in to the office. You go past the receptionist desk, and you go straight to that examiner's desk. You pull out that packet of information in the way that the front desk person put it together, and you hand all that to that examiner, and bam, boom, you out the door. Okay? It may be 3 o'clock. You may get there at 3 a.m. and don't leave till 4 p.m. But that's just the way it is now at the North Carolina DMV. Okay, it's unfortunate. It sucks. But that's why I'm here. So that you guys can be mentally and physically prepared. Okay, for this long wait time at the DMV with this new check-in process. All right. So I'm going to say it again because I know some of us got to repeat it a couple of times before we get it. If you don't have an appointment, you're going to get in the walk-in line. You need to get there about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and camp out. Bring you something to sit on. Bring your cell phone chargers. I would even recommend purchasing those portable chargers that you carry around with you to keep your devices and stuff charged up, because I know I saw a few people come in asking the examiners if they had any outlets for them to charge their cell phones up with and stuff. So you need to invest in, I have a couple of those portable chargers. I got mine from Amazon. Get you a couple of those portable chargers to take with you so you can keep your cell phone and stuff charged up. Bring your diabetic medication. I was in the DMV. I had this guy crying about his diabetes. I've been here for hours and my blood sugar done dropped now. Listen, sir, ma'am, don't nobody know better about your health issues than you, okay? So you knew you had diabetes before the examiner knew. You need to make sure that you have your diabetic medication on you, because your blood sugar can drop at any time. Okay, I got family members that got diabetes, so I know how this thing go. If you know you are diabetic, you need to have your orange juice, your peanut butter crackers, and your diabetic medication on you, okay, at all times, especially when you are going to this North Carolina DMV without an appointment. You need to have all your emergency stuff with you, okay? No exceptions. If you don't bring it, that's on you. I'm charging you with that responsibility. That's on you. That's nobody's fault but yours. You watch the news. You already know that the DMV is in trouble. They are drowning, okay, and they need help. But you're not helping the situation by coming in complaining about what you got going on with you. We all got health problems. I got bad feet, so I know I got to bring me a chair to sit outside in the line until they pull me in, okay? All right, so make sure you have everything you need. Something to sit on, your medication, your snacks, your cell phone chargers, your portable chargers, your Netflix, and chill, okay? And relax, because going to North Carolina DMV without an appointment now is like going camping. And I'm so serious. It's like going camping. Bring your portable fans on hot days. I went and got me some these cooling towels you can buy. You can wet them, and Amazon sells them, and you can drape them around your neck during the summer. I normally use mine when I'm working out, but drape it around your neck to keep you cool. Bring your cooling agents, okay? You're going to have to really camp out and really exercise some patience with North Carolina DMV until they get this thing straightened out. Okay? I'm still watching the governor and the commissioner to see what these guys are going to do. See how well they're going to perform with fixing this years and years and decades of neglect of the North Carolina DMV, because that's what it is. You know, the state auditor came out with his 435-page document with all the issues that North Carolina DMV has, and guys, this stuff is not going to be corrected overnight. All right, like the auditor said, they didn't get in this mess overnight. This comes from years and years and decades of the powers that be that have not been paying attention to the DMV, that have not been taking the money and reinvesting it back into its own agency, okay? So it's going to take years and years and decades for them to fix this mess that all those before Josh Stein, all those before Paul Tyne have failed to do. Okay? Josh Stein and Paul Tyne have inherited a big mess of a job. They're going to have to team together, which they have, I believe, and then fix this stuff. But it's going to take years. It's going to take decades before them to get it right. It's going to take money for them to get this thing right, so that we don't have to be out here in these DMV streets waiting all day and all night. All right. But for right now, this is how it is. And this is why I'm giving you this information to try to help make your life better when you go to the North Carolina DMV. All right. You got to mentally prepare to be there all day. You got to physically prepare to be there all day. You don't need to have nothing on your schedule to do when you go to the DMV. Absolutely nothing. Because if you go in there without an appointment, expect to be there until 5 o'clock. Expect to be there until 5 o'clock and not be seen. That's just the way it is. And I'm sorry that that's the way it is, but that's the way it is. You're going to have to be patient and wait for these powers to fix this stuff and get it right. And like I said, these two new folks, the governor and the commissioner, I'm watching them closely to see what they do. All right? To see what they do. And you all should be watching these guys as well. All right? Because it's not the examiner's fault that this North Carolina DMV system is in the mess that it is. You know, it's the upper management people. It's the people that are beholden to this agency. It's the people that oversee this agency that have neglected this agency for years and decades. Okay? So we got to be patient. All right? And while we're waiting, you got to bring everything that you need. Okay? So back to the new check-in process. Again, without an appointment, you're going to get in that walk-in line. You're going to get in that long line. Usually the walk-in line is that line that's wrapped around the building. The short line is those for the appointments. If you see a long line, that's the line for folks who don't have an appointment that's trying to get in for whatever reason, whether you need an ID card, learner's permit, driver's license, CDL, road test. Nope, you there to pay a fee. All right? Whatever service you are there for and you don't have an appointment, you are going to get in that walk-in line. No exceptions. No exceptions. All right? So when you get in that walk-in line, you get inside, speak to the front desk person. They're going to ask you what you're there for. You're going to tell them. And then they're going to ask you for certain documents. You give them these documents. They'll put it together. They would then ask for your cell phone number. They will key it in. And their little machine will print out a paper ticket. They will give you this paper ticket inside of your packet. Then they would tell you to either wait in the lobby, wait in the car, or go and run your errands. Again, it depends on where you fall in line. If you are person number 65 in line, then it's safe to say that you got plenty of time to go run your errands. They're not going to invite you to sit in the lobby. They're going to tell you either wait in your car or go run your errands if you're number 65 in line. All right? And you're going to keep these papers together. And then the DMV will text you and let you know that you can come into the lobby. But if they don't have any seats available for you in the lobby, then you got to go back to your car. No exceptions. All right? Then the DMV will text you and let you know that you can come straight in to desk number 18, 19, 20. All right? Then you go straight in. You ain't got to stop and let the receptionist know that you've been called. You just go straight in past the receptionist desk and go straight back there to the examiner. Pull out that packet of information along with that ticket that you were given earlier that morning. You give all that stuff to that examiner. And then you go from there. So that is the new check-in process at the DMV without an appointment, okay? There is no more queue anywhere system. So do not go to the DMV in North Carolina expecting to pull out your cell phone and scan a QR code. Those days are over. They're doing something different now, okay? They're trying to give the optics that there isn't a line, but there is a line. You can't see the line because people are waiting in the lobby, they're waiting in their cars, or they're out running their errands. All right? So that's why the wait time is long, because there's still a line. You just can't see it because people are scattered about. They're in the lobby, they're in their cars, or they're out running errands. But there is a wait time. You're going to wait hours to get in, to talk to the front desk receptionist and check in. And then once you get into the lobby, you're going to wait 3 or more hours to be called to an examiner. Okay? So I'm already telling you what the expectations are. I'm already letting you know what the deal is based on my eyewitness account just from a few months ago. Okay? This is how the North Carolina DMV is rolling. All right? They were open this summer on Saturdays. They had a few select certain locations throughout the state that were open on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is the last Saturday. When I asked an examiner a few months ago, this August 23rd will be the last Saturday that they will be open during the summer months. After that, they're going to go back to working Monday through Fridays until next summer roll around. And then once next summer comes, then they'll be back open again on Saturdays. But they only open on Saturdays over the summer months. I'm going to say it again. They only open on Saturdays during the summer months, June to August, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And if you want to go on a Saturday, from my understanding, you need to get there again 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and camp out. Okay? Because it's just as many people on a Saturday than it is on a weekday. Because Saturday, we're generally off from work, so nobody got nothing to do on a Saturday but go to the DMV and try to get in. School getting ready to start back on August 25th. So a lot of these parents are trying to get their kids in and get their ID cards and learner's permits and all of that stuff before school starts back, because they're going to be back on the grind once school starts back on August 25th. Okay? So everybody needs stuff done. But we just need to be educated on how to proceed once we get to the North Carolina DMV. And that's why God has created people like me. People who are willing to get out there in these streets, in these DMV streets, and ask questions and go sit at the DMV and watch and observe and see how the process is going on, so that I can come back and let the public know on how to proceed. Okay? All right, so I hope everybody will be able to get everything done. I hope that this video was informative and will bless you and make the process at the DMV a little bit more easier for you. Stay tuned for further updates, because as I do further research, things probably will be changing. Hopefully, I'm hoping I can do another video that's strictly documents. I'm still learning and trying to find out what documents are out here that people will need. So hopefully I'll be able to do another video talking about documents and what all you all would need to get your whatever type of credential that you need. There's so many different documents out here and different things, and so hopefully in my next video I will be able to inform you all of that. But again, stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in, and again, I hope this video has blessed you and been informative. Again, stay tuned. I will be coming probably with some more updates. All right, peace. I'm out.